reach out to episode 1 of, well, reach out to the podcast. I'm your host, Ian, along with my other host, KM.
Hello. That was fucking terrible, Ian.
What? How dare you? Do we need to restart this already? Is that what you're saying?
No. Fuck it. No one's expecting quality from this. Let's just do it.
Hey, I'll have you know that we're gonna get like 5 million subscribers. We're gonna get people to buy our podcasts off iTunes.
How
This is
much
gonna
per
be amazing. Don't worry,
how, how
kids.
much per how much per podcast though?
Hmm. Well, depends on the episode, really. I
What
was
do you mean?
thinking 50 each, full product, and I'll patch in later some extra content.
Is there gonna be like a podcast season pass or something?
Yeah, I made a deal with EA. I sold my soul, and we agreed that we would add some extra content to the podcast later in the form of rebuild films.
That's not EA. That's right. Well, this is a great way to start off a podcast. Hi everyone.
Hello. I guess we should just give off simple introductions ourselves. This is a podcast where we're mostly gonna be talking about games. I'm gonna assume there's gonna be general stuff, of course, but that's just our main hobby, as that's our biggest interest is video games.
Uh, Fun fact: we used to be part of this like Let's Play group, but that kind of went nowhere. So the two of us just decided to do our own thing instead.
Yeah, because we like talking, and we realize we talk for a bit too long, and possibly when we're trying to do something. Because the idea of this podcast started when me and Cam here tried to watch Samurai Jack, because Samurai Jack's coming back, thank God. And we decided, you know what? Let's sit down and we'll watch some episodes. We watched a single episode, and then for the next 2 hours, just randomly talked about stupid bullshit. And then it's like, okay, let's really try and watch episode 2. Another hour of bullshit. Okay, let's really try and watch episode 2.
We got like 3 episodes done in 5 hours.
And it's like, you know what? We could do a podcast out of this. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I think it would be fun just to record conversations and look back on them as fun times. So here we are with a podcast.
Oh God. So, do you want to start this off with what you've been like playing or watching recently?
Sure, I can do that. Well, not much has really occurred as of late since college just recently started back up with spring semester, so I've been handling
Oh,
that. And yeah, fun times, I know. Um, though, in terms of stuff I've been recently playing, the big one I'd say at the moment is my replay of Final Fantasy VII. Off of Steam, of course, because that is where the recent translation patch with Reunion comes into play, which is called because well, it's a misspell of a text in the game.
for those unaware, the original localization of Final Fantasy VII was fucking horrible.
Did you
It
not
was,
like classic lines like "This guy are sick"?
or just like random signs that were meant to be swears.
Oh, Barrett.
Pretty sure they made him swear just because he was black in the translation. Fucking
Oh yeah, when they did the text for Barrett, it's pretty obvious that they had a very distinct voice in mind for Barrett.
yeah,
In the
Mr. T.
translation, I think he like in the entire Midgar portion he swore once or twice as opposed to all the censors he has in the original game, which is kind of funny to think about cuz I've always known Barrett as that black guy who swears.
And I don't know, that's not really like the kind of impression you want a character to leave on someone.
It's just Mr. T with a
It's
giant Gatling gun on his arm.
giant Gatling gun, yeah. It was like it was a super fucking liberal translation, and a lot of shit was the dialogue especially is just fucking awkward as shit.
Oh yeah, completely. It's like they're robots. There are some lines that I think are still okay and actually unchanged for this translation, that which I know is a shocker. But for the most part, it's very cleaned up and it's quite nice, and I can't wait to play more of it. I recently got out of Midgar, so that portion's done, which took about 5 hours. So the whole world is open to me, and I will eventually get around to beating it someday, maybe. I'm pretty
Maybe.
awful at finishing games as of late. I apologize.
Oh no, like fuck. Like you mentioned college starting up, man. Like, I take that fucking sped up course, which is like I take about 2 years of material in one. Holy fuck, that just kills my progression in anything.
Yeah, no, the college ain't fun.
Especially when it's like just starting up. In like after a vacation, like well, that's 2 weeks of media consumption I'm not gonna do.
Yes. Yeah,
Uh,
because the most recent thing you've been doing in terms of like a game is Persona 2, right?
yeah, Persona 2, which second time I'm playing this. Hopefully the first time I'm gonna finish it
Hopefully
because
this time you'll actually finish the game and we won't have to go every like 5 or so calls going, "Hey KM, what? Finish P2."
you always do it out of fucking nowhere too.
Yeah. And then we get into a discussion about Persona, so I don't mind.
I don't mind. Speaking of Persona, Persona is a video game franchise. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. That's what we named this podcast after. And it's probably going to be the intro and outro music. Hope you enjoy.
Fun fact, we're not a Persona 4 podcast. We're only named after this because we couldn't think up a name, and I just started like merging podcasts into Persona 4 songs.
Yeah. Originally it was going to be Revengeance songs, but I went, fuck off. And then we got Persona names, so I think we're good. As awful as this title is. But hey, I like P4. Maybe not as much as others, but I like it a lot.
Hi. I like
Yeah,
people.
no. P4 is this guy's favorite game.
Yeah. Uh. Yeah. No, I've been playing Persona 2. Although another thing that's been killing my progress, I recently got Gundam Extreme Versus, which is like a fucking massive Gundam fighting game that has like 100 mobile suits from the series. It's pretty addictive, actually.
That's always the game that always pops up when it comes to Gundam fighters, I've noticed. And it looks fun. Looks very fast-paced.
It's basically like the standard 3D anime fighter, except better made than most, I'd say.
Not with a budget of $1 menu.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, the most enjoyment I probably got out of, like, a 3D anime fighter would be Budokai 3 or Raging Blast 2. And those aren't the best made games.
No. Another thing that I like really appreciate about Extreme Versus, like there's a lot of mobile suits, but they all feel significantly different, at least in like some way. A lot of the characters in like those anime fighters, like yeah, fucking Raging Blast 2 especially, they feel basically the exact same.
Yeah. Although I would argue some characters are a lot slower than others, and those are easily the worst characters. Those are
Yeah,
the ones you don't want facing against a certain character like, say, Kid Buu.
I
Because
like
then
how
that's
it's
just an automatic loss.
I like how it's like a constant thing that fucking Boo is the most overpowered motherfucker in any DBZ fighter game.
Well, as it should be, it's Kid Buu. The most
Yeah,
overpowered shitlord in the series. As, like, in Z anyways, we're not counting later stuff.
we're not counting later stuff, especially since we haven't seen later stuff, and later stuff doesn't particularly look great.
Yeah, not at the moment, no. Well, I was mainly thinking of GT. I forgot
Oh,
about Super.
yeah, super. Ooh, some of them frames.
The only thing I see of Super is frames. I don't hear anything about the actual plot itself, other than I think they did that Resurrection of F movie.
Yeah, no, people don't really talk about the plot in Super because the plot in Super is like the movies but stretched out with worse animation.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's great. It's more of
Yeah.
a, like, slice of life kind of thing now, right?
Yeah, like in between when they just take old stuff, they do like little slice of life bits, and that's probably, from what I can tell, that's probably the thing the fans are enjoying the most.
That's kind of funny, actually.
Yeah,
Considering that's the thing that no one gave a shit about back in DBZ with all the filler.
yeah, but like, well, I mean, when the fighting animation isn't exactly passable,
When you don't like stick figures in motion.
fuck it, Toei.
I love some of the faces, though. They're forever brilliant reaction images.
Oh, fuck. For anyone who doesn't know, look up Dragon Ball Super Episode 5. God. God,
Specifically 5.
it's 5.
Because
Holy
that's all
shit.
I usually see of animation frames. Now, of course, there are the other ones for later on, but 5 in particular, it took a big hit.
Ooh.
Though, I mean, I wouldn't know how the actual anime itself is, because I'm one of those people that just decided to wait on the dub for the show, because DBZ subbed is not great.
I'm surprised you're taking like this long to dub it though.
Yeah, right? It seems like one of those things they'd immediately dub, considering it's, well, DBZ. And the
DBZ.
fact that whenever a game comes out, they get a dub.
Yeah, but like with this one, like I'm pretty sure half the show's already like over or something, and they're still
Jesus,
not up
already?
for it, which is really weird.
Hmm. Alright, then. Well, I
Uh,
mean, whenever that happens, it happens. I'm not in a huge rush to watch Super.
yeah. I don't know, Dragon Ball is one of those things I'm very nostalgic for, but if I were to watch it now, I'm not sure how much I would like it still.
Yeah, last time I watched the actual series itself would be from Kai, and I liked it then.
Yeah.
In terms of other stuff, though, I watched the movies, and the movies are not great.
No. Uh, the only movie I can say is legitimately good was the recent Battle of Gods movie.
Yeah, I liked Battle of Gods.
Granted, I haven't seen Resurrection F, and from what I've been told, it was alright, but
I heard it was
not.
very okay.
Yeah, very
Which, I
much so.
mean, hey, better than literally all of them.
What, you didn't like Bio Broly?
You mean all the Broly movies? Not even just Bio Broly, just all of them. In fact, I think at one point they released the Broly movies on Blu-ray, I want to say, and I'm not sure if Bio Broly was even included on there.
I wouldn't know. All I know is that Broly is just absolute trash.
What are you talking about? He's the strongest character in the series.
Was that like a typo in the DBZ thing or something, or did you just make that up?
I just made it up.
God.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
no, no. Bio Broly was included on the Broly triple feature.
you might, okay, just you might as well just put like a picture of garbage in a fucking Blu-ray case, and it would be the same experience.
Well, he's screaming on the cover. It's like he's telling you to go away. Don't pick me up.
But going away from Broly, Dragon Ball's an anime. Have you been watching any anime or just shows in general recently?
In terms of shows, not really. At one point, I was trying to go through an anime called Monster, and I got halfway through that and then stopped. Which is
Why?
a shame, because that was pretty good. Well, it's a combination of many things. The first thing is myself. Number two is pure laziness, which I guess is part of myself. And those are the reasons. I hope you enjoy.
So it's all just down to you.
Yeah, it's just very acceptable. I at least remember what happens in the series, and it's been very, very good. I'm glad I'm watching it, but I just have not had the motivation to go back quite yet, I suppose. Considering all the things going on at the moment.
Yeah.
Because aside from college, I'm also doing a bit of volunteer work, and that's been fun at least.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Um, I've been very weird where like I'm pretty sure I started like fucking 5 things in like my winter break, and now I'm just like, oh, why did I do that?
In terms of shows, you mean?
Shows and just games, just media in general, really.
Okay, well, fair enough. I have a very bad habit of that, where I start up things, but I never really finish them. It's really random at times, too. Sometimes I'm like that, and then other times I'm like, bam, bam, done. Easy
Bam,
as that.
like sometimes you just get in the mood and you finish things like really quickly. Like when I played Persona 3, I beat that in I want to say 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, or Grim Fandango, where you finish that in 2 days.
Yeah. And then other times it's just like, oh, that's a neat thing. See what
Yeah.
else is there.
Oh dear, because yeah, that's been me with quite a couple of games recently. To name a few, Fire Emblem Awakening, which I started after my long, long indifference to Fire Emblem, and Dark Souls.
Oh yeah. Um, what do you think of both of those so far?
All right, well, Awakening's been good. It's very, very slow start, but it's been picking up after chapter 9, I believe it was.
Yeah, 9. Nine's where the game starts getting good.
Okay. Yeah, I could definitely tell it was like a sudden quality change when uh the actual person I was fighting actually had reasons for what he was doing.
And it's not just some random fuck off
It's
bandit. It's
just
like,
not some random piece of shit. This guy
we're
actually had morals and it was really cool.
we're plundering the village because bitches and money. I don't know.
Well, that's part of it. There are thieves in that game after all.
Yeah.
But yeah, Awakening's been fine. I think I can finish that pretty easily considering I'm playing on normal, and I'll just say this right now: there is no strategy to normal mode. At least in
No.
the beginning. I don't know if it'll get any tougher, but my strategy is pair up two characters, attack anyone, I win. I have yet
Awakening
to lose a unit.
Awakening normal mode is no challenge. Like, I went through that entire playthrough and I had to soft reset once because I was an idiot and didn't pay attention. Other than that, I never lost a unit.
Well, fair enough. Moments like that can happen in like a strategy game where you just don't notice shit.
Yeah.
In terms of Dark Souls, though, that's been very enjoyable, shockingly. I thought it was a game I was never going to get into, considering all the crap I hear from its fan base about how difficult it is and how, no, you can only play this very specific way, and if you don't, well, fuck you. But no, shockingly, it's been very fun with my playthrough. My first attempt at a character didn't go so well. Palpatine didn't really get anywhere.
Oh yeah, the time you tried to make fucking Emperor Palpatine in Dark Souls, and then your second character was Kirby.
Kirby the Cleric, and he's been doing awesome. I'm
It
glad the
doesn't.
character created like is just good enough to make him pink.
Yeah, you just made a bald fat guy pink and called it Kirby.
Call it Kirby. I'll eventually learn the ability to fly, I hope. Because that would really help in some segments. Especially when you get to a certain part where you're on a ledge and there are two guys shooting arrows at you, and there's not really a way to take off one of them at a time. It's very fun.
Difficulty.
Yeah, no, the game's hard. Definitely. But I also suck. Because I've gotten through, I think, the halfway point from what I hear, and I have yet to really understand parry. And parry's pretty essential at points.
I feel like it's Dark Souls' like biggest hurdle, just getting into it in the first place.
Yeah.
Because like with all the crap you hear about it's like a super difficult game from its fan base and how, gonna be honest, some of the fan base not the best people.
Oh, no, no, they're terrible. It's 4chan.
Yeah. So like it seems very daunting to get into at first, but like I feel like once you pass that, like you'll be fine.
Yeah, I've been very immersed into the world. I think it's very interesting so far. And all the little small things that you come across, the like item descriptions and certain characters and how they act, and some of the boss fights in that game are just really like memorable. I think the Gaping Dragon per se, like just for his design alone, left an impact on myself. Though yeah,
It's
it's been very fun. I hope to come back to it and eventually finish it whenever I, decide to do something instead of look at my ceiling.
look, man, I feel like I get so much more done if I just like didn't spend most of my free time listening to music while looking at Twitter. I get so much shit done that there I am, staring at the screen with music playing for about 4 hours again, and I'm just like, wow, that was wasted time again. Why do I keep doing this?
You keep coming back to the Twitter.
Twitter. Twitter's really bad for procrastination. Don't start if you already have troubles with that.
Jesus. I check Twitter from here and there. I like to think that I'm not too over obsessed with it. Though it is thankfully a nice way of getting to share this first episode of the podcast.
Yeah,
Because, what else do we have?
Facebook. The account
I
I have.
did share it on Facebook.
Oh, you did? I haven't used my account in like 7 months.
That's fine, don't worry. A bunch of people said happy birthday to you, and you've yet to respond to them.
I feel like such an asshole. Damn it.
It's okay. We're all assholes in the end.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Did I watch something? Oh, yeah, I watched fucking Gundam Thunderbolt like 2 hours before we started this.
That's the new Gundam show, right?
It's like a web OVA thing that they're releasing in like intervals.
Web OVA. Okay then.
Yeah, I guess the term would be ONA, but who cares?
Who cares? Well, how's that been?
The first episode was really good.
As opposed to the other Gundam shown, like Orphans or something like that.
I'm Blooded Orphans. I'm very weird with that show. There are a lot of things that show does that I like, but there are so many things it does just wrong.
Like what exactly?
Okay, the biggest thing. This is actually pretty relevant to a Gundam Thunderbolt. As in one of my biggest like praises for Gundam Thunderbolt is how equal the sides are. Like it's portrayed like a genuine war where both sides like have ideals and stuff, and like are no one's really right or wrong. It's all pretty gray and stuff. Like that's cool. That's what I want out of Gundam. Iron Blooded Orphans has none of that.
Is it a war story still, or?
I think it's supposed to be, but like, you you're either with the main characters or you're just fucking. There's my brother screaming. You're either you're either you're either with the main characters or you're wrong. Essentially, all like opposing forces are fucking one-dimensional, like cartoon villains almost.
Jesus.
It's really like the fucking first guy like who the protagonist fights in the Gundam is literally like screaming happily about how he's gonna kill the princess and the children, and it's like oh fucking hell.
It's Bowser. I don't know. I think I'd get enjoyment of watching Bowser pilot a mech.
Well, you like the first episode, and then he dies.
No.
But yeah, Iron Blooded Orphans. Oof.
Well, that's a shame. In terms of Gundam shows, I've only really watched 3 of them, and the one that probably had the best war story, I guess, was the first one. Which
Yeah.
even then, like, I understand what they were trying with some things, but it's quite clear that the bad guys are fucking evil.
Yeah, that's what it. That's is, like the bad guys in the first Gundam. Like there are some who seem a bit more neutral. Like they're definitely not completely one-dimensional, but some of them are. It's very clear that they are in the wrong, essentially.
Yeah, most certainly. There are certainly characters who have different ideals when you watch the show, but the overall general deal is that they are very bad. And I'm
Yeah,
not sure if
and
that kind of storytelling will improve as I continue the series, because the other 2 I watched were fucking G Gundam, which isn't even a war story, and
it's like
Seed.
oh, see where like you're not Kira. Well, you're just an idiot.
Oh, Seed. The biggest waste of my time.
Hey, you haven't watched See Destiny, where the protagonist literally gets replaced and turns out to be on the wrong side because he doesn't side with Kira and Lacus.
I'm glad. Can't wait for that whenever I eventually get around to it. Maybe this year, I don't know. Depends.
Oh, God, Seed, what a fucking mess.
That's a discussion for another time.
That's
If
like
we started talking more about Seed, I think we'd be here for 3 hours.
that's like an entire podcast on its own.
Everything wrong with Gundam Seed.
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, that's a general idea I have. I'll put it down on the list.
Did you make a list?
No. But
Well,
I will.
Well, glad you're starting a list then.
Gotta jot down those notes. I'm a professional podcaster now.
Professional. We just started.
Yes. Yes, we did.
God, anything else I watched? Oh yeah, well, winter season started for like anime, and It's a big surprise. It's pretty empty. Good shows. There's a lot of
Check
stuff that's
check out The Void.
check out The Void. Never knew X-Dev was an anime producer.
Yo, I would watch an X Death directed anime because it would literally be the worst.
But there was actually one show this season that stuck out to me.
That being.
It's called Erased. There's like a Japanese title, but I'm not gonna say that. Come on.
Yeah, no. Just say the English title.
Yeah, I'll just call it Erased. It's about like this. It starts off with like this 29-year-old guy who has this like weird power where like if an accident's about has like happened, he can go back 5 minutes and prevent it from happening. But shit goes south really fast at like the end of the first episode, and instead of being transferred back to like 5 minutes, he gets transferred back to like 18 years into the past.
Oh god.
Where he has to, like,
So this is Ghost Trick the anime then.
essentially,
Okay.
except the main character doesn't die, but he has
At
to
the
stop.
very
Like,
beginning of the game, yeah.
but
I mean,
he
that's how
has
the
to-
game starts, is that you're dead.
It's a good
No,
way to start.
that sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah, he's like sent back 18 years, and he has to stop like a fucking massive crime from happening. But I can't speak. Great, good podcaster that I am. He
You're
has to
running out of
stop.
battery, KM.
Fuck, where's my Duracell? But no, he has to stop like a fucking major crime from happening that had like really big repercussions for him 18 years later.
Oh,
And it's really it's just really interesting how the show goes about it. Like there's a good mystery element. The main character is actually really relatable in a lot of ways. And
okay then.
it's a really interesting show, and I'm apparently, even though the manga hasn't finished, they've already like got the manga ending and are gonna put it in the anime. So like it's looking to be pretty solid, and it's got the Yuki Kojiro soundtrack. So
Oh, then yeah, I'll probably check that out then if that's the case.
yeah,
Yeah, that does sound interesting.
it's probably one of the better cases of her soundtrack being used though, because like my issue with Yuki Kojiro is like when her soundtrack gets like really like bombastically used, like in some trash like Sword Art Online. It's like,
You
oh
mean the one where she literally didn't care?
yeah, it's like, oh, this is just the same stuff you've been pumping out for like 10 years, cool. But this is a lot more subdued, and I like that because her music works well when it's subdued. There was actually like there was like a creepy moment in episode 1, and a song started playing, and it was very reminiscent of a lot of the themes in Kara Kyokai,
Oh,
which
alright. Well
which
then, yeah, that sounds really cool.
which was my favorite soundtrack by her. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's looking to be
I'd agree.
it's looking to be a good one. So happy to be keeping up with that one.
Alright. Now, you mentioned all these anime, but it's a shame that there's not really any, like, current American programs that I've been watching. There's
Yeah,
nothing really stuck out to me. I would probably go on, like, Netflix or something and look for something I haven't really been keeping up with or watched. But in terms of new stuff, there's really nothing.
yeah.
Well, I guess it's January, so I can't
It's
really complain.
it's January. There's a real stuff. In terms of like American stuff, me and a friend still need to go back to watching Breaking Bad, which even then that aired like when the fuck did it finish? Like 3 years ago or something.
About, yeah, and you should definitely finish Breaking Bad.
Other than that, I'm pretty interested in watching Daredevil. Actually, that seems like a really cool show.
I actually haven't watched Daredevil at all. In fact, all the current, like, kind of Marvel shows going on, I haven't really watched, other than a few episodes of each. Except Arrow. I never watched Arrow.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I don't know. The shows seem kind of more interesting than the movies, actually.
Fair enough. Oh, what, the Daredevil movie?
No, no, I meant more in like the Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff, cause
Oh, okay, because I was about to say, because, yeah, it's certainly better than Daredevil movie. Because
I haven't
that's
even
just garbage.
I haven't even seen that, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, it's terrible. Absolutely awful.
But other than that, my brother was watching The Walking Dead on Netflix on this PS4, so I watched like 2 episodes of that. Um, I don't know. I'm not really a fan. It's kind of the story of a story where like I'm not sure where it's going to go after a while. Like how the fuck are they gonna wrap any of this up?
Did you watch like the first 2 episodes of like season one?
No, I just watched like 2 random episodes. I'm pretty sure was like season 3 or 4.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, in terms of Walking Dead, I watched Walking Dead quite a bit. In fact, I remember marathoning it for a bit. Then I got to season 4 and stopped because season 4 was extremely fucking boring. Because it was the prison setting again, and the prison wasn't exactly the best in season 3, but the fact that they're all like sick now and they're just waiting it out until the governor comes back, it's like, oh, this is so boring. Though I
Oh,
did stop at the moment where they showed the governor was alive, so maybe it gets good then. I don't know. But yeah, the most Walking Dead I ever really finished was the Telltale season 1.
I think yeah. If you're describing it like that, yeah, it was fucking season 4 that I watched with him. And
Yeah.
that's pretty late into the show, and like I still don't really get a good idea of like how the fuck are they gonna wrap this up? Like, are they gonna escape to their own island, or the zombies just gonna disappear? Like, it seems like you can't really get a very conclusive ending out of the story, but I don't know. I'm very uninformed on Walking Dead, so that's just a weird assumption I made.
Oh, fair enough. That's fine. I have no idea when it's gonna end. I assume it's gonna end by every character dying
Oh,
at some point. Maybe I don't know.
that'll be an ending that pleases fans.
Oh God, yeah. Especially for certain characters. Jesus Christ. There are literally shirts about like if this character dies, we will riot.
Seriously?
Yeah. Those
Oh,
characters have left quite an impact on people, man.
now I can imagine, like,
It's a very character-driven story. I'd say the best for that would probably be season 2 in that case. From what I watched, anyways.
from from what I can tell, it seems like Walking Dead kind of peaked at that, and fans haven't been liking it as much lately. I don't know if
Well, I
that's true
haven't
or
been
not.
hearing too much about the later seasons.
Yeah, I heard one guy say that like season 4 was like really disappointing, and like it was like, oh, season 5 better be good, or else I'm gonna stop watching.
Or I'm gonna stop watching.
But I probably won't.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
That's what they all say, but they never fucking follow up on
They
it,
all tune in Sunday night at 9 on AMC.
or just watch it on Netflix like most people do.
Yeah, like me. But yeah, it's like with Walking Dead, it's kind of the same deal with something like, say, Game of Thrones. Because that was super popular at one point, but then, like, the whole hype around it just kind of got quiet, at least from what I've seen.
And and unlike Walking Dead, the Telltale game did not help at all.
Oh yeah, I forgot there was a Telltale Game of Thrones game, wasn't there?
Yep.
Which was strangely, I think, 6 episodes. So maybe that's a hint of a return for Sam and Max.
No.
Oh well,
I wish Telltale made cool stuff again.
God. No, don't worry, you got Minecraft and
Great.
Batman.
Batman. Yeah, Batman. The fucking Batman Telltale game.
Batman
Exactly.
video games will never stop.
Yeah, okay, but like an adventure game? Never even
Yeah.
mind the Minecraft one. Oh, watch this Minecraft pick literally die. That is a real thing that happens. I'm sorry if anyone didn't want to get spoiled on Minecraft story mode.
Wait, okay, big spoiler warning for Minecraft Story Mode, a Telltale game series. What happens?
There's like a weird monster that attacks at the end of like Minecraft Story Mode episode 4, and like the pig like jumps at you to give you your weapon to stop it, but then like the monster literally like starts biting the fucking pig, and then it just dies on the floor.
Okay. I think if you're talking about a pig, I think that's the one for the Twitter account of the Telltale idea generator.
That might be it.
Because if that's the case, I'm kind of glad he's dead.
No, man. People got fucking attached to that pig, apparently.
Seriously, the pig?
Yeah, like the commentator was like, no, and then all the comments were like, no,
Not the pig.
not the pig.
I'll get as attached to this pig as I do get attached to Walking Dead characters. Great. But
True, truly telltale evolved storytelling.
oh yeah. Other than that, though, I think that's all I really have to say. Honestly, I think we've covered a lot of stupid random topics quite well.
Yeah, we really are a podcast.
We really are a podcast, and it only gets better from here, folks. Just keep watching.
We think it gets better from here. We kind of hope so.
I can see the future, maybe at some point.
Maybe. So you want to just kind of talk about some general game news? Because there's actually two things I want to talk about.
Sure, go ahead.
Um,
Then
First
after
of
that, we
all,
can move on to questions.
yeah. First of all, there's been a lot of stuff on Pokken lately.
Oh yeah, Pokken. Did you hear about the one character announcement for Chandelure?
Yeah, Chandelure's there. Mewtwo got announced. I'm trying to think. Garchomp got announced, which is my favorite.
Firefox.
And then Braixen got an.
Greninja didn't get announced, but Braixen did.
I don't understand.
I don't
I'm
get
not
it.
even. I'm not even mad. I just don't understand.
Yeah. It's weird that Chandelure's the first of the Gen 5 Pokemon. Like, I assume there's gonna be more Gen 5 Pokemon.
I kind of hope so.
Because,
First-
like, I would like playing as something such as Hydreigon.
I just want Swampert, man. I just want Swampert.
Yeah, Swampert's not in there yet. What the fuck?
I mean,
No, I
you need
guess
to
it takes quite a while to develop characters for the game, and who knows, there'll probably be DLC.
Yeah, I think if they don't capitalize on DLC with this in particular, that would be a huge missed opportunity.
Buy the Swampert Amiibo to unlock an extra character.
Oh god, the fucking Twilight Princess amiibo thing.
I heard about that. That's some garbage.
That is some absolute garbage. You know, it wouldn't even be that bad if that fucking amiibo was like easily available, but I checked on fucking like Best Buy's online site, that bundle is already sold out.
Jesus.
It's at that point where like, just make it fucking digital DLC, Christ.
Yeah, there's no need to make like the silly little figures the case for getting an extra dungeon. I mean, I don't know how the extra dungeon itself's gonna be because the game's not out yet, but still.
And
I
like,
love
I know,
Twilight Princess, so seeing something like that excluded from me unless I buy a stupid little figure is just kind of shitty.
yeah. And like, I know people kind of want more functionality with the amiibo, at least they used to, but I think most people nowadays just collect them because they're Nintendo figures.
Yeah, that's the only reason they get them.
Yeah.
That's why people buy them and then resell them for a higher price online.
Man, this whole amiibo thing wasn't exactly the greatest.
And there are always the joke pics about how different countries have this amazingly huge stock of amiibo lineup, and everyone complains, what the fuck?
I live in the Netherlands. I can tell you right now, if they said that about the Netherlands, that's fucking bullshit.
Okay, I didn't say any Netherlands, to be fair.
No, I think it's more like people are talking about like Germany or something, which I wouldn't
Germany,
know about.
yes.
But like people tend to say Europe in general, and no, it's not Europe in general. That's absolute shit.
Yeah, you can confirm it because you live in the Netherlands.
Don't start.
But yeah, how was the amiibo stock in the Netherlands?
They exist. I think my favorite one is like this fucking huge toy store where there's like walls of like Skylanders and Disney Infinity stuff, and then like at the very bottom there's like a small row of amiibo.
Sounds like how GameStop sets up Nintendo products. Because when it comes to that, half the store is Xbox, other half PlayStation. This one closet in the back, Nintendo.
Gee, I wonder why.
I wonder why. Not
But
like I even shop from GameStop anymore. I just buy all my stuff online.
yeah, I buy most of my shit online now. But going back to Pokken, I just found this one fucking tweet. Pokken apparently like local multiplayer requires the gamepad because they actually made like a controller for Pokken that resembled the arcade one for like competitive play, I'd assume.
Like
Then
the
it
fight
fucking
stick.
it's not necessarily a fight stick. It's like a weird controller thing, but apparently it works really well.
Okay, well,
It's more like a pad, I guess.
all right.
But like they designed it for competitive play, then fucking make sure you need a gamepad for local multiplayer. So it's like,
So
what's
if this game wants to be competitive, a sorry bastard's gotta play with the Wii U gamepad.
yeah. So like, why the fuck did you even bother designing it if you're gonna like make it so limited?
That's kind of shitty.
Yeah, and
Why do you need the
apparently
gamepad?
I I actually don't know. I just think it's
Because
really
if
dumb
we're
for a
gonna go
fighter.
off Tekken here, on Tekken Tag 2 for Wii U, you could use any other controller. Don't have to use the gamepad, so why here?
You don't have to do that for Smash either, and even though that's not really the same kind of fighter, still.
But still, yeah. What exactly makes Pokken special?
Yeah.
Like,
And
I don't know if they
apparently,
could fix that through a patch, but
I kind of hope they would, but we'll have to see. To Nintendo, they're they're not exactly the smartest with some things.
yeah, no, I can agree with that. Though I do love them.
I like their games, but as a company themselves, oof.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But another thing, apparently local drops to 30 FPS, but fucking online play still works at 60 FPS. What?
What? What? Shouldn't that be like the other way around?
I feel like it would. I think it might have something to do with the fact that you have to use that fucking gamepad or something.
Oh yeah, because that's how local play for Sonic Boom works. Where
Great.
when another player joins in, the frame rate and the graphics get worse. Because I guess the gamepad uses up some kind of sources.
I think
Considering it
that's it,
like
yeah.
puts up both screens on the TV and the gamepad itself.
And it's like, okay, so why the fuck would you do this for a fighter? That is the dumbest thing. That is actually the dumbest thing.
Oh my god! Didn't a release date get like announced for that?
Yeah, like 18th of March or something.
March, really? All right. It's way earlier than I thought it was gonna get.
Yeah, honestly makes me kind of worried. They're kind of rushing this out the door, but we'll see.
Oh, I hope not. God, this is like a dream game.
It does look pretty cool.
A Pokemon fighting game by the best 3D fighting series? Yes, please.
Although it's probably gonna be nothing like actual Tekken, but
Probably not. I just like the idea of it, considering the actual announced trailer for the game had Jinpachi battle music for some reason.
probably because they just didn't have any music for the actual game at the time.
I'd like to think of that, yeah. Or maybe it hints at the secret announcement of Jinpachi as he destroys all the Pokemon.
Pretty sure that counts as animal abuse somehow.
Considering how that final boss is in 5, it's not only animal abuse, it's just abuse.
Just straight up abuse.
Jinpachi is abuse incarnate. And then Azazel in 6 is worse.
Oh god.
Now, what's the other piece of news you wanted to talk about?
Apparently Atlas was has teased that they might be bringing a new, announcing a new IP this year, and that's pretty cool because Atlas nowadays is basically SMT and Etrian and nothing else.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because they talked about how this is going to be a year where all their popular franchises are going to be getting a game, and I'm like,
Yeah,
you mean SMD and Etrian? Because
no,
otherwise, guys, you're very niche.
nah, man. This is gonna be the crossover we all been waiting for. Snowboard kits cross fucking Rock and Cats for the
Yo,
NES.
what if we got our new Snowboard Kids, though? Because the N64 ones are really fun. I never played the DS one. I always seen the cover of that. It looks ew. But I don't know. Maybe the game's okay. But yeah, Snowboard Kids, come on.
I don't think that's what they meant with popular franchises, but yeah, they only really have SMT and Etrian, and they don't really make much else nowadays, which is fine. They're good at what they're doing, but I would like to see something new because the last time they talked about a new IP was I think last year, and that turned out to be fucking girthy.
Wait, Gurfy, do you mean Fire Emblem?
Oh god. You want to know the greatest thing, Ian?
That being
On the podcast channel, that's literally the only video that's been watched.
Super Saiyan Marth?
Yes.
I'm glad.
Okay, so for those of you who have like no context of what the fuck we're talking about, someone, I don't know who the fuck did it, but like someone uploaded like a video of one of the games, like I think it's like the cutscene that's leading up to like the
The
fucking
final
final
boss.
boss, and it's like the characters are like charging in with the Fire Emblem medley playing, and when it hits like the really grandiose part, the one goes do 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 do. They literally go Fire Emblem.
The English.
Yeah, and they're like singing and they're like singing some kind of like weird lyrical anthem as they're like charging in. The fucking fat otaku guy is like wearing some kind of like Greek robe or something. It's absolutely like the main character's morph outfit with like Super Saiyan blue hair or something.
He's Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
It's like absolutely ridiculous and just amazing. If you, just, it's not even spoilery. So like, if you ever, if you're ever curious, just laugh at something. Look up like what the fuck was it called? Like, just look up
No, look up Super Saiyan Marth on YouTube. That's all you
Oh,
need, and it will pop up.
oh, well, okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Oh God. Oh. Has Gurfy got an announcement for like a Western release date or no?
Not yet. No.
Okay, fair enough. Because that recently came out in Japan. I hear sales were not the best.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were selling to the wrong demographic on the wrong
Selling a
console,
Wii
so
U game to a Vita audience.
to a Vita PS4 audience, where it's like, you were not actually gonna. I hope you weren't actually hoping you'd like convince that audience to buy Wii U's, cause bad news, buddy.
Isn't there like a Wii U bundle for that game?
Yeah, I think there is.
I want to say there is, and if that's the case, I never really thought of that being like a system seller.
No, it's definitely not Splatoon or anything. So,
That ain't no Splatoon.
and the people who bought a Wii U for Splatoon probably aren't the people who would be interested in Gurfy. So, you're aiming for the completely wrong audience here.
Oh
Like,
God.
I'm pretty sure Gurfy sold like 1/20th of what Fates has sold so far.
Oh jeez. Yeah, because that's out in Japan at the moment as well,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
getting a Western release pretty soon.
yeah. And let's not talk about Fates. We don't have time for that, cause holy fuck.
Yeah, no, don't worry. We'll probably talk about it when it gets released, I'd say. But anyways, since that's all the general news, do you want to read the few questions we actually received?
The few questions we actually received. Okay,
For a starting podcast, anyways, I'm surprised we got any.
yeah, same. Uh, let's see. No, that one's asking about 2012 KM. No, that one's about porn. No.
Oh, these are joke questions.
Okay, no, these two are actually kind of legit. How did you meet the guys at Paradox? So like,
Oh, are
how
we
do we
gonna
all
delve into that fucking story?
you want to?
All right, sure. I'll crack my knuckles, even though I can't, and then I'll proceed to talk. Okay, so as a lonely YouTuber, I once was a viewer of the commentary community. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's a set of people who find random shitty videos and just commentate over them, listing points of why they're bad, or just making themselves look like complete dicks. And one of them, one of my favorites anyways, was the Mystery Oven Thing, who's a good friend of mine. And one day he popped up in a chat I was part of, along with his friend Jeff. And we went from there. And then eventually it got to the point where there was this huge drama going on that I'd rather not talk about on here. That basically separated me from that current chat, and then eventually made me move to a chat with you, Cam, and the other two. So that's how the Let's Play group Paradox formed, which lasted for about over a year, I want to say,
About
before it
over a
died.
year. That then it died. Then we came back for like 2, 3 months or something,
If even.
if even. And then like I got busy with college. Owen got busy with his job, and we just weren't able to keep that up.
Yeah. But hey, we still talk to each other. I think that's what really matters in the end.
Yeah, we talk to each other pretty frequently, actually.
Oh yeah, we're like best bros.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Uh, as for my story, I'm really fucking embarrassed to say this, but me and Owen met up with like a group that had a bunch of fucking bronies in it.
Okay, to be fair, my chat had recolors.
We all have past we rather not talk about, but anyway, we kind of found each other like the only decent people in in that group. So like, hey, let's go away from this and just talk to each other, and that went well. And there's no real specific way I met either you or Jeff. You guys just got added in by Owen, I think.
Yeah, that's how it basically went. Just out
Yeah,
of the blue.
out of the blue. But hey, it worked.
Yeah, it worked out well in the end. So thank you for the question. I hope you enjoyed.
Uh, as the second question, if you guys are still recording or waiting for questions, then what is your favorite multiplayer games to play, either with friends or competitively by yourself? P.S. The point question takes priority. Considering I deleted that, nah,
You fucking deleted it?
I just deleted it. What the fuck
I'm
am I gonna
glad.
do?
Sorry, Tom. Oh, by the way, who was the one who asked the previous question?
Anonymous.
Anonymous. Okay, well, thank you, Anonymous. But in terms of multiplayer games, I like to think I'm pretty varied when it comes to that. I love fighters. As awful as I am at fighters, I love fighters.
Yeah, no,
Because
I
that's something
really,
that really brings like friends together, just for some kind of fun competitive match, smack
mm,
talk and such. Favorites include, in terms of 3D ones, Tekken, because that's really the only 3D one I play. I would say Soul Calibur if that didn't turn out to be garbage. Nowadays, anyways. And my favorite 2D ones consist of a bunch of Arc System games, consisting of stuff like Guilty Gear and Ultimax.
um, I'd add Blaze Blue to that for me personally, but yeah.
If I played more Blaze Blue, then sure. And
Um,
I do like some good Street Fighter, of course, and Mortal Kombat. And other than fighting games, I like to play some online FPSs. I do like to go on Steam and play Left 4 Dead and Counter Strike at points. And of course, some other random garbage I buy eventually if someone else has, and they're like, "Yo, dude, want to play multiplayer?" Sure.
that reminds me of the time Kath bought like a bunch of us this really weird board game called 100% Orange Juice, and we played
Yeah, I
it.
saw that. What is that exactly?
It's like it's like it's this really weird, really Japanese board game where the goal is essentially to fuck each other over.
Ah, Mario Party.
Yeah, essentially.
Oh god, we gotta play Mario Party. Makes me wish that the Wii U ones had at least online and weren't in stupid cars.
If if the Wii U ones were like the actual Mario parties people liked and not weird car things, yeah.
Oh,
Where the boards have to be unlocked with amiibo.
wait, seriously?
Yeah, there are like a couple of boards that get unlocked if you buy like the special Super Mario amiibo.
Jesus. Okay, there are some amiibo things for Wii U that are cool. I think Mario Maker does a cool thing like the sprite switch, where
Yeah,
they have their own distinct sounds and such. That stuff like that is fine, but shit like Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival and this is just stupid.
yeah, no, it's completely it's just kind of gross actually.
Yeah.
But in terms of multiplayer for me, a lot of the same things as Ian. Uh, I like Splatoon, although I haven't played that in ages. Um,
I
I
have
actually
Splatoon. I've yet to play it.
we should play it sometime. But other than that, I did actually try to like dip my toes into Final Fantasy 14, and I did really like what I played, but I got I tried the game at a kind of a wrong point because that was like
In the middle of college.
middle of college. Pretty sure it was near an exams week, so
Oh god. I will say this: I am very interested in 14,
I think
just to give it a
around
shot, because I like Final Fantasy a lot.
I think around summer or something when I have a bunch of free time. That's probably when I think I might give it a shot then.
Okay. Is it crossplay? Can you play like with PS4 users from PC?
I'm pretty sure you can.
Because if you can, then I would play with you. Because
Yeah,
I don't have a PS4.
I do. I have one fucking game for it, Final Fantasy Type Zero, and I've played that for 2 hours.
You played the demo that came with it more than the actual game.
Yeah, the 15. I'm pretty sure I stuck like 5 hours into that at least.
Jesus.
Pretty sure the demo wasn't even supposed to last you that long.
Christ.
Oh yeah, if you somehow, if you're somehow like new to this, I have a fucking history of Final Fantasy 15. It's kind of insane.
Yeah, you were there from like the beginning, right?
I was there as a little 11-year-old coming off of Kingdom Hearts 2, looking at this like trailer for this new Final Fantasy thing that kind of looks like Kingdom Hearts. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Can't wait to play this. 10 years later, oh, still can't wait to play it. I've legit followed that game for nearly a decade. Oh,
I remember the first time I learned through it was through the YouTube user Yuri of Wind when he did like his kind of beta videos where he talks about certain games.
uh, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, and then how he mentioned how it was going to be like part of the 13 series, and then randomly out of nowhere, one E3, it got announced again, though under the title of 15.
Yeah, I got a massive rework, basically completely got cut all ties with Final Fantasy 13, which I think both of us can agree is a pretty good decision.
Oh yeah, definitely. That and the sudden announcement of probably too early of an announcement, KH3.
Now in development, 2015, still now in development. I went off this train square.
I mean, they're making some form of progress, right?
I certainly like to think so. Oh god, do I like to think so.
Oh dear, that's an entire Kingdom Hearts podcast right there.
Oh man. You
Just a
sure you want...
retrospective kind of deal when 3 comes out.
So hopefully we could still continue 5 years from now.
Yeah, yeah. The one KH game I'm looking forward to after so long.
Yeah, well, the other one to look forward to is 2.8, and I don't think many people are looking forward to that one.
Final Chapter Prologue 0.2! $60 for a 3DS game and some cutscenes.
Cutscenes and the demo.
And a demo. Sounds
Thanks.
pretty good. Which is like a third of the like a third increase price for the original HD collections, which were like 40 to start with, right?
And then they had two games, a main game and a sub game. The sub game is longer than the main game in 2.8.
Great. I'm glad. Yeah, I never played the main game in 2.8 Dream Drop Distance.
It's alright.
Yeah. That story looks alright, am I right? Okay, that's for another day. It's for another day. No, we can't start that.
We kind of derailed from the multiplayer thing, but I think we still answered that. So yeah, thanks for your question, Tom.
This is why we started a podcast, because we like to derail a lot.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's a good conclusion to the first episode.
Holy crap! It's already been an hour. What the fuck?
It's been an hour. This intro episode's been an hour. I'm glad.
I'm glad.
This was just us kind of bullshitting our way through it.
Completely. We'll probably have more topical podcasts pretty soon, I'd hope.
Yeah, hopefully so.
This is just kind of a general thing, just see how it'll go. And
This is the tutorial podcast.
Still not as long as the KH2 tutorial.
Still not as long as this tutorial for Skyward Sword.
I think that's a pretty good
I'm gonna end it before I get yelled at. We'll chat with you all in about 2 weeks from now, so hope you all enjoyed, and you all take care. Goodbye.
See ya.